I'm going to show you how to use the strategy on a page model with the infamous Newcastle Brown Ale Superbowl campaign, If We Made It. The strategy on a page is a nesting strategy where it stacks all the key components that a strategy statement must contain. And then when you unpack it, it tells the full story of this strategy. Before we kick off, everyone might be aware of the If We Made It campaign, but what really made it a success and its positioning campaign, No Bollocks, which launched a year earlier than the big game. No Bollocks was Newcastle Brown Ale's locker room strategy before taking to the field with the If We Made It campaign. The brand outplayed mainstream beers by building a fan base, brand equity, and momentum that they could take with them to the big game. Let's have a look at some examples to give context ahead of the If We Made It big game strategy.
The beer category is full of bollocks, and frankly, we've had enough of it. So Newcastle Brown Ale decided to create the most honest, no bollocks campaign out there. We kicked off with a dozen TV commercials.
Refreshing, smooth, delicious. Newcastle Brown Ale. Great times guaranteed. Unless you're having a crap time, then we can't guarantee much at all. Newcastle Brown Ale. Great times with your friends. Great times with that girl you just met at the bar. Bad times with your girlfriend you didn't know would show up. Lonely time walking home. There are people watching this ad right now at a bar with the sound off, wondering what the hell is going on. Some say beer is a thing of beauty. Maybe. Do you know what is a thing of beauty? Denise.
Then we called bollocks on pretty much everything else, like QR codes, pseudo-authenticity, tap handles, coasters, and any other beer marketing gimmicks. We gave our Facebook page a touch of northern honesty. Then we thought maybe people would like to do some advertising for us. And since most of the posts on Instagram are bollocks, we created the Subtexter, a tool that lets people spell out what their friend's dog photo really means. Or sunsets. Self-portraits. Turns out, people appreciate a little honesty. So much so, we went from under 60,000 to well over 600,000 fans, making Newcastle the fastest growing brand on Facebook. All our graphs were pointing up, even the most important graph of all.
You can see from the examples that Newcastle Brown Ale secretly amassed an underdog fan base that were familiar to this integrated challenger strategy that was calling out the mainstream brands well before the big game. Now, I'd normally show the spot, but we're going to look at the case study of If We Made It instead, as the creative approach was to follow the traditional overhyped pre-game Super Bowl advertising.
Let's begin with Super Bowl 48.
Super Bowl 48.
The average 30-second spot's going for a whopping $4 million, $134,000 a second.
The big game, the biggest marketing event in America, and an even bigger beer drinking event, which is why Newcastle Brown Ale wanted to make a huge impact in the game. We just forgot one thing. We didn't have the money or the rights to be anywhere near the game. We couldn't even use the word Bowl. But instead of sulking, we decided to call bollocks on the whole big game thing altogether, creating a campaign about the big game ad we would have made if we had the money. This is the story of the mega huge ad Newcastle would have made, if we could have. We started just like any mega hype big game ad, releasing teasers and trailers for the ad we would have made.
Battle apes, party sharks,
friendship.
Then, we researched our concept with real focus groups and released a film with their real reactions.
What do you think of Newcastle now?
Feels a little desperate.
This ad is pretty hilarious.
This ad is not hilarious.
Like, what the hell's going on?
And we revealed videos of the mega huge stars that would have been in our mega huge ad. Big game champion Keyshawn Johnson.
And why would they even draw this up?
An Academy Award nominated actress, Anna Kendrick.
Newcastle Brown Ale, the only beer that ever promised me a high-paying role in a commercial and then backed out at the last second like a bunch of
We released a new piece each day in the 10 days before the game, and it took off.
Anna Kendrick's not a Super Bowl spoof for Newcastle Ale also going viral.
They wanted to make a commercial about how they couldn't afford to make a commercial.
But it's spirited, it's spunky,
Yeah.
I like it. Let's take a look at this Newcastle ad.
It's a fake Super Bowl spot that's never airing, that's online, and all the prep that goes for it. So, I mean, there's a lot of backdoor. It's really brilliant.
And days before the game, as other brands released their big spots online, we released the mega cheap storyboard for the mega expensive ad we would have made.
The power of partying destroys the robot like boff.
Then came the game itself. We took advantage of the fact that most ads leaked days before the game, and we created even mega-er versions of other brands' big game day ads, and tweeted them out minutes after the real ads aired. In the end, we received 600 organic media placements, earning 10 million views in just 2 weeks, and over 1 billion total impressions. The commercial we would have made nearly every major media outlet's big game top 10 list. The first time ever for a commercial that didn't actually run in the big game. And if that wasn't enough, it was the #1 trending topic on Facebook for 2 days, ahead of even the big game itself, proving you don't have to be in the big game to win the big game.
Great, let's unpack now the if we made it onto a strategy on a page. The business problem. Newcastle Brown Ale is a no-nonsense, straightforward, honest beer in a category that was already shrinking and losing share in favour of the more humble craft beer brewers. The problem for Newcastle Brown Ale is that the worldwide volumes had declined by 3%, with the like-for-like revenues down 1%. The consumer problem, the problem for customers, is that they were jaded, tired of being misled by mainstream beers who were selling these lofty, aspirational lifestyles that weren't reflective of real life. However, the insight, with so much of the same bollocks put on display, it's impossible to tell what isn't. The solution, take a no bollocks approach by parroting all the major players monopolizing the biggest sporting event. The consumer goal, so that consumers could call time on all the bollocks. The business goal, and see Newcastle Brown Ale as a trustworthy brand for them. Thanks to Strategy Finishing School member Matthew Osborne for helping to deconstruct this strategy with me. If you took any value out of this video, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more strategy resources. If you want to learn how to write a creative brief, check out my video here.